What's good, Skins fans? So this is another free agency video. This one we're going to talk about the quarterbacks that are available in free agency this 2020. Of course, the question for me is, should we bring in a backup or should we bring in competition? And you guys probably already know what my answer is. We'll take a look at the list of free agents that are available. And then also, I do want to touch on Alex Smith. I do want to talk about him. He did have an interview in Outside the Lines, talking about his future with the playing football. Will he ever play football again? Is he optimistic? Different things like that. So let's get into this list here of free agents this summer. Now, there's some big names in this list. We already know Tom Brady's a free agent. We already knew Drew Brees is a free agent. We already know Phillip Rivers is a free agent. Ryan Tannehill's a free agent. Jameis Winston's a free agent. Nobody wants Jameis Winston. Dak Prescott's a free agent. Nobody wants Dak Prescott. That's not realistic. So I'll go over some realistic options for us here. Believe it or not, I'm not going to say Tom Brady's a realistic option. But, I mean, Tom Brady's not going to want to go to D.C. because he wants to go to a team that wants to win now, that has a chance of winning a Super Bowl. So I've seen some people comment on my video and say, oh, we should get Tom Brady. We should get him. Oh, my gosh. We should think about getting Phillip Rivers or Drew Brees, guys like that. They're not coming to D.C. They want to go to a team that they know has a legitimate shot at winning the Super Bowl. Now, if Tom Brady came here, he'd probably make us like 9-7, 10-6. He'd probably do the same thing kind of like Alex Smith was doing last year where he was leading us to the playoffs. But Tom Brady, without Bill Belichick, I don't know if he'll be able to take a team like us to the playoffs in 1 year. And Tom Brady's just really old. He's 43 years old. It's just crazy how old he is and he's still playing. So to see him on a different team without Bill Belichick is going to be very, very interesting. I just don't think it would work out in D.C. He'd probably get hurt or injured or something. He's so old and slow. He'd probably get hurt. Phillip Rivers, that's a no for me. Last year he had 23 touchdowns, 20 picks. It just throws way, way too many interceptions. Way too many interceptions. Drew Brees is old. So realistic options here. Ryan Tannehill's not a realistic option. Ryan Tannehill actually had a really good year, so he's going to get paid by the Titans or some other team. Kyle Allen from the Carolina Panthers, 17 touchdowns and 16 picks. It's a no for me. Case Keenum is going to be gone, so he already said he's not going to come back, basically. He's a free agent. So Teddy Bridgewater. You can take a look at Teddy Bridgewater. Now, Teddy Bridgewater is making $7.2 million per year. So I think Teddy wants to start, honestly. I think he wants to have an opportunity to start. So that would be competition if we brought in Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater had a decent year last year, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks. The year before, he didn't really get a lot of playing time. But when he filled in for Drew Brees, he actually did a good job. Now, you can say he had Alvin Kamara, he had Michael Thomas, he had Jared Cook, he had a decent offensive line, he had all these weapons, which is kind of what is a work in progress in D.C. He would have Terry McLaurin, of course. He would have we don't know what tight end we're going to have yet. We just don't know. It could be Greg Olsen. It could be somebody else. Who knows? It could be Austin Hooper. So, I mean, if you brought in Teddy to battle it out with Dwayne, I don't know who will win that battle. It would be a tough one. Maybe Teddy, just because he's more experienced and he's been there, done that before. Teddy probably would win that competition. Personally, I don't want to see a competition. I just want to see Dwayne learn and get better by playing on the field and start being a leader. I think that's the best thing for Dwayne Haskins is to play, not sit on the bench. I think the best thing for our future as well is to develop a young guy and not bring in old stopgap quarterback. That's just my opinion on it. So Teddy Bridgewater, I would not bring him in. I mean, it's definitely somebody to take a look at, but I would not bring in Teddy Bridgewater. Next is Marcus Mariota. Teddy Bridgewater is 28 years old, so he's still fairly young, and he's mobile as well. He can run a little bit as well. Didn't choose to really run that much, but he can run. He can move. Marcus Mariota, who's definitely very, very mobile. He's 26 years old. Got ran out of town in Tennessee, replaced by Ryan Tannehill. He could be a backup. I think he wants to start as well. Former first-round pick. He would definitely try to come in and compete against Haskins. I think he wants to start as well. He might go to the Patriots if Tom Brady leaves. That's the guy who I think would be going over there. He had 7 touchdowns and 2 picks last year, which is not bad at all. But Marcus Mariota is just more of a game manager. He's just not going to win you any games. You know, he's trying his best not to lose. His salary is $6 million a year, So he might get that same range, about $6, $7, $8 million a year. He hasn't really earned a big contract. He does not deserve to get $20 million or anything near that. Really, even $10 million. So Marcus Mariota, we could bring him in, but I wouldn't bring him in. Matt Moore out of Kansas City, he just won a Super Bowl ring as the backup quarterback. He did fill in for Pat Mahomes a few games and played pretty well, actually. He had 4 touchdowns and had 0 interceptions. He played really, really well, actually, for filling in for Pat Mahomes. Now, like I said, that could be due to good coaching from Andy Reid, having Tyreek Hill, having Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, all those weapons. I mean, my goodness, I could probably go out there and just throw the ball up to Tyreek Hill. He'll catch it. He's just so freaking fast. Same thing with Sammy Watkins. We saw what he did to Richard Sherman, McCole Hardman. I mean, the list goes on DeMarcus Robinson. So Matt Moore wouldn't be a bad idea. I think he would be a backup. I don't think he wants to go somewhere and start. I think Matt Moore knows his role. And I want to say he was a former Carolina Panther. So Matt Moore would be a good free agent option, in my opinion. Next on the list, of course, you look at Jeff Driskel from the Lions. We know how he played. He's actually pretty mobile. I wouldn't be mad if we brought him as a backup. Chase Daniel wouldn't be a bad backup. $5 million a year. Jeff Driscoll's $720,000 per year. That'd be a nice cheap deal. Matt Schaub is old as crap. I'll pass on him. Brandon Allen, I don't even know who that is. Mike Glennon from the Bears. Colt McCoy's a free agent. Definitely don't want him to come back. He doesn't want to come back either. Nate Sudfeld is a free agent. We could possibly bring him back as a backup. Josh McCown, no sir. Trevor Siemian, no sir. Blaine Gabbert, heck no. Blake Bortles, I'll pass. So this free agent list, you know, we're going to the bottom feeders of this list here. Talking about Blake Bortles, Geno Smith, that's terrible. David Fell, some guys I don't know. Nathan Peterman, one of the historically worst quarterbacks in the history of football. Taysom Hill out of the Saints is a free agent. He's a restricted free agent, so I don't see him leaving. I think they're going to keep him. Josh Woodrum is a free agent. I think he got injured in the training camp for us. So the other guys I can name is Josh Johnson. I think everybody remembers Josh Johnson. I think he's going to play in the XFL actually. Josh Johnson. I wouldn't be mad if we brought him back as a backup. He's very mobile. And he won a football game. He did. I mean, I'm not going to say he won a football. He has playing experience. He started for the Bucks. Played well in preseason for the Lions. And he's actually not that bad as a backup. He's really not that bad. Josh Johnson. I know Cardell Jones is playing for the DC Defenders. I want to say Josh Johnson's playing for the DC Defenders, the XFL team as well. So you can take a look at Cardell Jones coming as a back, the former Ohio State quarterback. Trying to think of some other guys that are out there. That's all I can really remember. Josh Johnson is a free agent. Yeah, those are the only quarterbacks that I can see. So in my opinion, I think honestly we should bring in a backup, not competition. I know Ron Rivera in his press conference said that he wanted a veteran. There are veteran quarterbacks that will be competing to start, and I highly doubt he was talking about Colt McCoy. I highly doubt he was talking about Case Keenum. Both of those guys kind of shown with their actions that they do not want to return to DC. And then also Alex Smith is the only person that I could see possibly competing, but I really don't see Alex Smith playing football again. I just don't see it happening. I wish Alex Smith the best, and if he can play again, then you know, more power to him. But if you didn't listen to the Outside the Lines interview, Alex Smith basically said he's lucky to be alive after the infections, the 18 surgeries. It's rough, man. It's a grind, and it's grueling. It was a gruesome injury. And for Alex to suffer the infection, I mean, it's crazy, man. Seriously, like he said he could barely remember all the surgeries and probably just being, you know, put to sleep. It's traumatizing, man. And I really respect his hustle and his grind, but I just really don't think he's going to play football again. Ian Rappaport said something about Alex Smith probably will not play again. And then somebody else made a report. I forgot. I think it was Chris Mortensen said that Alex Smith will be ready for training camp. So I don't know who to believe, but honestly, after seeing that injury and just, you know, the easy thing to say is that he's just not going to play again. You know, the most common sense kind of thing is to say that he will not play again. But just who knows? It's the Redskins. You just don't know. Alex Smith might fool around and be ready to play, and there will be a competition. Now, another thing that we could do with Alex Smith is trade him to the Bears, possibly for a third-round pick. That has been the rumor that has been floating around because they don't trust Mitch Trubisky, and then Alex Smith can come in there and manage the game and get them to the playoffs, almost like he did with us when he was healthy. So, and a big compartment of Alex Smith was he was a running quarterback. He wasn't a running quarterback. He was mobile. He could move. He could run, and he could use his legs. And for Alex not to be able to use his legs and be as comfortable as he was before the injury is really going to hurt Alex Smith, I think. So I wouldn't want to see Alex Smith come back. That's just my opinion. I think Dwayne Haskins should be given the keys to the... Now, he does have to earn it. I get it. He's been very immature. The playbook rumors, him, taking the selfie, stuff like that. I mean, I didn't like the selfie. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I was happy about the selfie. I didn't like the selfie. Wasn't very happy about that. You should be out there and kneel. And the way he's handled some press conferences has been bad, but he's progressed ever since that Lions game. He's gotten a lot better with touring and talking to the media and handling things, and his work ethic has gotten a lot better. So that's just how I feel on it. I would bring in Matt Moore as a backup to Dwayne Haskins. That would be the move for me. That's what I would do. So let me know who you guys think. What free agent quarterbacks do you guys want to go over, or do you want to draft a quarterback in the late rounds? Or should you just, keep the confidence in Dwayne Haskins and just sign a backup like a Josh Johnson or somebody like that? Let me know what you guys think, man. We'll be coming out with a mock draft very soon, so please stay tuned for that. All right, y'all. Hail to them Skins. All right, y'all. Peace.